Welcome. In front of me is a OPPO Watch 46mm version, and today I'll go over unboxing along with the overview of the device itself. So starting off, the package is very reminiscent of Apple Watches, and so is the device itself, as you will see soon enough. So let's pop it open. There's nothing really on top right here, and we get the watch itself. Now I'll mention I already went through the setup of the device, so I don't have a problem with it later. I tried the 41 version, and if you want you can see, but it didn't want to connect for some reason. So just to save myself the hassle, I went through the setup process of this device before recording. And also kind of check it out how it works and the functions of it, so I have something to talk about. So I'm gonna set the watch to the side for now, and in here we get nothing. Okay, so let's close that up, throw it to the side, change the color apparently. There we go. And here we also get some booklets. No one really cares about this. Here it looks like we got some rubber seals for the watch itself, I believe it is. So I just leave that in here. And then we've got the charger itself with the cable. Now I'm not sure how other watches come, but this is just Type-C. There is no brick for it, so you have to use one that, for instance, comes with your phone. Okay, so let's just drop that to the side and get the watch itself. So the watch itself comes with a 1.91 inch display. Let me power it on. Whichever button that is, there we go. And it's a AMOLED display, 326 pixels per inch with a nicely curved display. This is just curved on the edges, as you can see. Kind of like majority of the phones that have come out in like 2019. And about display, that's about it. There's not much more to say. It's a fairly nice looking display, honestly. It looks really nice, especially if you can fit it up with some really good wallpaper. This will look amazing. Once it loads, that would be nice. Maybe I need to pair it with my device, see if there's anything popping up. And yeah, going on further with it, so it comes with a Snapdragon. There we go. So it finally turned on. So it comes with a Snapdragon, I think it's like 3100. So this is the bigger version. I'm not sure. There is a chance that the smaller one comes with a weaker processor, and also has 1 GB of RAM. That comes for both of them, meaning both also the OPPO Watch 41mm version, so it's smaller. And honestly, I will do a review of the 41mm watch as well, because it is honestly like a completely different device. Apart from looking different than this watch, not having curved glass around here and being smaller and just overall feeling a little bit cheaper, the specifications of the watch itself vary drastically comparing to this thing. So obviously this is the better option, the more premium with way more love put into it rather than the smaller version. So if you got small wrist and you want a smaller watch, you also got to downgrade it somehow. So basically talking about the battery, they really boast about the battery itself on this Android version. So it supposedly has a 36-hour battery, and this is for the Wi-Fi version. This is what I have right here. There's also an LTE version, which will have, I think, like 31 hours of battery. And then if we go to the smaller version, it even has less. So yeah. And also they advertise that apparently it has 21 days of Wi-Fi, and LTE version has 21 days of power saving mode. Now that would be all nice and dandy, if not for the fact that power saving mode basically makes this device as useful as not really sure what to compare it to. If phone and power saving or ultra power saving mode is more useful than this. But basically what you have is a step counter, you have notifications, you have time, and you have heart rate, and that's about it. So you have a nice display right here. It looks really gorgeous. If you drop it to power saving mode, all that is basically gone, and you have the kind of Chinese knockoff looking watch that has just a couple functions, and it really feels weak at that point. At this moment you can see that it works really well. The 1 GB RAM on this thing is really helping it out in my opinion. As you can see, it runs smoothly. There is literally no lag in it, and because it's running on the Wear OS, it's basically almost the Wear OS experience. Now there is a couple grips that I have with it, which starting off, if we have the app right here, let me just quickly turn it on my phone once I actually can find it. There we go, Wear OS. Disregard the phone being a little bit banged up. So there we go, there's the application that you are required to own for this to work, right? Cool. I mean, it's Wear OS, that's what you would expect, right? And it does basically what it did, what Wear OS app supposed to do. You have the option to add some tiles right here, some options, change watch faces. But as you can see, I have a custom watch face, and guess what? This cannot be set using the Wear OS. You need to download the the High Top app. Somewhere it's basically notification prompting you to download it, right? And it's a Wear OS that is basically gimped, just so you have to download the OPPO app. So let me quickly find it. I think it was somewhere around here. If I can quickly find it, that would be amazing. High Top, there we go, I think this is it. So there we go, so we have the High Top app, right? And logically thinking, you will be probably thinking, well then I'm just gonna download the High Top app and connect it through this, because basically you have to go through the connection process on this app when you're trying to use it, so you can, for instance, customize watch faces, right? So you go in here and set up custom watch face. The app will completely not work until you pair it through Wear OS app. This app will not even boot up. It will just give you a gray screen with text that you need to first pair it with the watch using Google Wear OS application, making this app completely useless. It literally annoys me that I have to have 2 apps for a single watch. I mean, cool, maybe if you have a Apple Watch you don't need to, but if you're using something like I am, Huawei phone, so I have to have Wear OS app and also this one, so I have basically the full spectrum of experience that I can get out of this watch. Otherwise I'm kind of limited by it. As you can see, apart from that, watch faces are the same, the default ones are the same, accessible on here as well as the Wear OS. And the difference is basically when you set up here and you try to add it, you have the option to choose, for instance, a photo, and then also where the time is showing, so you have the top or bottom. So I'm not sure what the idea here was, so for you to be required 2 different apps, but watch faces aren't the only thing that will not be working here correctly if you don't have this app. Basically tracking your workouts, yeah, that you can say bye-bye if you're planning to only use Google Wear OS. Without the High app, you're not tracking anything really, so that's another bummer, I would say. And it's kind of a shame because this watch is honestly really nice. It's big, the display is just gorgeous, honestly, and if we just set it up, let's quickly do it. There we go. So as you can see, there we go. I can change it, and this looks really nice. I can make it, I believe, even brighter. Let me try. Yeah, there we go. So now it's way brighter. Okay. So I'm gonna cycle through a couple different watch faces just so you can see how they look like. So obviously this looks really nice. Super bright, vibrant. The display is just amazing. The curve of the display is also nice, considering you have to swipe through pages, right? So you have different pages, and the curve of the display really makes it feel really pleasant when you're doing it. You don't have like this sharp edge as you do, for instance, on the smaller version of it, the smaller brother. So the experience of this watch is really nice, and it's really a shame that it's being kind of downgraded, because OPPO, I guess, wants you to use their app, and that's I think what the purpose of this is. So really a shame. So apart from that, the device works primarily as you would expect from a Wear OS watch. The experience is really smooth, like I said before, and honestly it's one of the best I tested on the watches. That's one of the reasons why I decided to make this video. It is just that good. Now I would say that I'm missing one thing from here. I would really like to see a knob so I can cycle through different faces instead of this button. So as you can see, there's two buttons. There is one for workout and location, just as you can see, and then the back button, which will either open up apps right here or cycle you back, assuming you're already somewhere in the in some kind of menu right here. So obviously it's a really nice watch. And then there is another problem that I have, maybe not a problem, haven't really seen it as a problem yet, but let me quickly put on the watch on my super skinny hand. Now this is not really the problem of my skinniness, but as you will see soon, if I can clip it together, let me try to do it off the screen so it's a little bit easier. Now clipping it is a little bit of a hassle, but so I have it right now on, and disregard the fact that I wear the watch a little bit differently. So there's the clip, and it's outside, and the belt is also outside. So if your belt, for instance, slips by mistake, which does happen quite often, the watch has basically almost nothing preventing it from unclipping, like so. So you just hit your hand over your leg, and it basically unclips if the belt isn't in it. And as you see, there is nothing in this little thing that will basically clip on the belt. So let me close it just so you can see it a little bit differently. So as you can see, it's closed and there's nothing holding it, so this can slip out of it and unclip. So really makes me feel worry about losing this watch, which is something that it looks like they really tried to copy Apple, but they kind of missed the, I would say, the best part of the strap, which is the fact that it went under the belt, and it was really difficult to get it out. So this really makes me feel like I would lose this if I would be using this without actually caring much about it. So if I would use it as a normal watch, I'm pretty sure in the first week it probably would be lost already, and it would be a bit of a shame, considering it's not necessarily the cheapest watch out there. This is, well, by all means a premium device in terms of smartwatches. But finishing up and concluding this, honestly, if you can get a different watch strap and deal with the fact that you have to use a secondary app to get, well, all the functionality out of this, it is a really good device. It works super smooth, and honestly it's really pleasant to use and even look at it. And considering I have really skinny hands, this still looks fairly okay, unless as long as I'm wearing it kind of like under my arm instead of over on top. It does feel really nice, looks really nice, and honestly, if you're planning to buy a watch that runs really well, this is really good device that I kind of don't want to, but I have to say that I do recommend it. Well, don't have to, but I feel like there isn't much at the moment that would beat it if you're not planning to go with Samsung. But Samsungs, from what I remember, don't really have that much of a battery life. So this will have decent battery life, and in certain cases I have to say that it looks better. So yeah, I guess I would recommend this. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.